Tell us, what are the components of Android you have to learn to start playing with it?
That's a very broad question. I can break it down where everybody can understand a little bit of it because I know there's a lot of in-depth details that leads into actually developing an Android application. But a few things that you need to have definitely for fast to build an Android application is you need an IDE. That is an Android Studio IDE. It's pretty nice. It works for developers pretty well. There were other before like Eclipse, but I would highly recommend you using the Android Studio, which is highly recommended for developers. Now, for the language that's used to write the code itself, currently it's being advised that everybody use Kotlin. But if you know Java, you're not limited to using that. There are other languages too that you can use based on your needs. But definitely, if you want to become a native Android developer, highly recommend you using Kotlin as a language and Android Studio as the IDE. Now, the other part is definitely how the app itself comes together. We can just go slowly. There are local compose camps that are happening. And when I mean compose, that's the new way of building Android application using the new UI kit called Jetpack Compose. And that one has made work easier for any new developers out there that's trying to come into the industry. Something else I would also want to mention is I don't want to go in depth into mixing people with the architecture, how it's built. That would be very confusing, but definitely would highly recommend, first of all, have the Android Studio, one language that is either Kotlin or Java, and then you can definitely build your Hello World, which will run on an emulator. An emulator is like a phone, but a virtual one provided by Android Studio. When you run it, you will be able to test your application that you've built. That's always comes with Android Studio. You have an emulator in there, and everything is already pre-built for you. Work is made easier for you. Now, what you do now is just write the code. That's what I would say for anybody new that has never built an Android application. But otherwise, there's a lot to learn in Android.